I guess you have to tell me. I don't know the riddle yet, so I guess when I get the riddle, then I'll be the one to start answering the riddle. Right now, I am not sure what the riddle is. Riddle this, riddle that. Guess me this riddle, but perhaps not. Riddle me that. Guess me this riddle. I want to good morning to Hazel G this morning. And of course, I want to say a pleasant good morning. I did shout out to Nicole earlier, Lady Elise. And all the way in the UK. UK, yeah, UK Nikki. Wait, can we call her UK Nikki? Yes. And of course, Jennifer US of A. Because we have quite a few Jennifers that we know, right? Now we have to know differentiate the Jennifers them now. We have to say Jennifer in it. Well, we have Jennifers that are more than one in Cayman. So if we say Jennifer Cayman, then we are in troubles right there again. Because I think we have at least 2 or 3 Jennifers in Cayman too, right? Thinking that's going to be a situation for us this morning if we go naming countries and the Jennifers this morning. So I want to say big up to Jennifer, VIP in the US of A. Let's put the VIP on it so it clarifies who we're talking about this morning. When we put VIP, we have another Jennifer VIP that is local in Cayman as well. So how do we fix that? Work through them. Riddle me this, riddle me that. Guess me this riddle, but perhaps. What's the question? What's the riddle? What's the riddle this morning? Paul is an assistant at a butcher's shop, and he wears size 9 shoes. About the norm, I heard him go on the scale it. You know, hold on. I wear size 9 shoes. I don't know if you can guess my weight by my shoes. I don't know. Well, I guess our listeners are going to be trying to figure that one out this morning with us, and of course too. Let me know if you can tell somebody's weight by the size of their shoes this morning. Lady Elise. Size 9 shoes. I don't know. I see people wear same size shoes as me, and they weigh more than me. I see. Alright, fine. So everybody might weigh more than me. I don't know. Is it a criteria for wearing size 9 shoes? Size 9 shoes. two, right? If you had, is it one shoe or two shoe? Or shoe? Which one? Yeah, because size 9 shoe or shoe. If it's one shoe, it's 1 foot. Come on. I mean, it must be lighter than 1 foot. If you only have 1 foot, I mean, I don't know. I know that I'm corrupting the riddle. I don't know if anybody going to get it. Well, I want to say good morning to another VIP all the way in Jamaica, lady, Sister Patricia Davis, living in the Spanish Town area. Yeah, of course, one of our Adventist friends, who comes from the who's a member of the Diamond Acres Seventh-day Adventist Church, and of course, you know, one of those prominent members, somebody who I've known for a very, very long time, you know, and would be one of the persons who we have probably grew up with, you know, over time. So I am now thinking to myself that, you know, we have to just big up all our friends, VIP and otherwise, wherever they are this morning, Lady Elise. Hold on. We're just talking about the riddle. How it's been already? Is it a Usain Bolt? Is it a Usain Bolt? We have. But I think if we're giving out trophies, trophies for riddles, this VIP would have all the trophies on it. That you have to build a trophy stand for trophies for riddles for day 1, day 2, day 2, 3, 4, 5 for each day of the year. I am. All right, so I'm saying, sorry, I had a mic issue, right? I am open my mic. I'm saying, you know, for the riddle to be what it's supposed to be, Lady Elise, I just heard the riddle, shouting out loud, and for those persons who just heard the riddle, somebody answered before you hear it. That's how we'll see in both. Riddle master. I don't know. Yes. down and just think about riddles. This guy sit down and think about riddles all night. I'm gonna talk to the wife about. I'm talking to the wife about that. I'm definitely. I have to talk to the wife about. Congratulations, Sir Arthur, for being the one. I don't know. I don't know if you come up with these answers so quickly. I'm still I don't know. Yes.
Get ready for an evening of
Savannah Day
inspiration
is having an
as the Savannah
effort that
Seventh-day
many people need to
Adventist
be
Church presents Sermon
are
Through
encouraging
Music
people to
Revived.
come out and
Join
go
us
to
at the Windsor Park
support
Children's
that.
Playground on Friday, November. Get ready for an evening of inspiration as the Savannah Seventh day Adventist Church presents Sermon Through Music Revived. Join us at the Windsor Park Children's Playground on Friday, November 15th. We start with free health checks at 6:30 p.m. Enjoy the marching band at 7:15 and experience uplifting music and Vespers at 7:30 p.m. Reconnect, revive, and be inspired. Hope to see you there.
When you need ultrasound that's safe and effective, you must visit Asai Ultrasound Imaging. They're conveniently located at number 4 Chestnut Center, Smith Road, Georgetown, Cayman Islands. With experienced technologists with over 20 years experience, their friendly staff will make you comfortable while you get your procedure done. Asai Ultrasound Imaging is open Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturdays. Call Asai Ultrasound Imaging 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426. That's 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426.
Last day. Last day of October today. Last day. Last day. it is unreal to know that we began the year earlier on, and here we are almost at the end of it because right now we can start playing Christmas carols as of tomorrow morning. In fact, we could have started playing Christmas carols yesterday, today, basically. Santa Claus is out already. He's going down chimneys already. Right. but no man. And no woman either. So if you're thinking it's only men, don't wait for women. Don't wait for you either. All right? Is that correct? Did I correct that statement? I am wait for no man. That's a very chauvinistic statement, and what they call it, sexist, and what's that word again? There's another word, misogynist, and what's the other words that comes with that? Time wait for no man, which means only men get old and it waits for the women. I don't know. I mean, that's what it is. I hear this kind of correction of time and stuff. I have to be, I'm trying to be at least politically correct a little bit, to make sure that everybody knows where it goes. So when the men get old, guys, ladies, you are going to get old too. Don't worry. We're all going to fix that one time. I watched this one yesterday, Lady Elise. I'm sorry, I had to cover this one. So here is this man who was telling a story about his he had his dog out walking, and so this lady came and she wanted to pet the dog. She was both of them, a man and a woman, a man, well, two people walking, and so the lady wanted to pet the man's dog, right? And so he says to him, "Can I pet your dog?" The lady asked the man. He says, "Well, this dog is a trained. He don't like. He only females can pet him, men can't. It's not something that, no, it's a real thing. And this one of those dogs that search and find like bombs and stuff like that. It's like find narcotic stuff. So he says that only women can actually pet these dogs, and so men can't. Men, is allowed to pet. So I said, well, go for it. If you want to pet him, yes, you can. And so the guy walk up and says, "Can I pet your dog?" And he says, well, only women can pet the dog. He said, "Well, how dare you call me a woman? Call me a man. Men can't pet the dog." He says, "Well, and he says, imagine this thing comes out at him. It's a real thing. He's experiencing this thing." He says, well, he says, "How dare you call me? You determine my gender." That's the first thing jumps out. And so the man says, "Well, all right, don't worry. You can go pet the dog's name is, maybe say call the dog name Arnold or whatever the dog name is. Arnold will decide your gender. Go pet him." So he won't attack women, but if a man touches him, he's going to attack you. So if you're a woman, you're going to be safe, right? So that worked out fine. That's just the part. That just came in my mind a while ago about that piece of story. I laughed myself I cried when I said, you decide the gender and forget, I wonder what will happen to you. Yes. Well, we know it's the 31st. We know the 31st, and we know what one of the biggest days of this national day will be. So, but anyways, get into it, ladies, and let's see where we go with that. It must be. Yes. All right. Guys, I was about to tell you a little bit about that doorbell day, That bell is going to ring. No, I won't tell you yet. I'm waiting for the song, and then of course afterwards we talk a little bit more about the doorbell that we ring each day. the magic thing together. message on the phone, and you might need to take a look at that and maybe get some of the necessary information out to our listeners as we would like them to know, a few things, very important things that we need to know about Halloween, and of course these magic tricks that we might find ourselves, in. And it is. Yes. So yeah, we are there. Right. Yes, we're there. So I mean, yes, and we might have to turn on the music as well. So allow us to actually get us right where we need to be this morning. Yeah, it is another beautiful Thursday, and it has been a minute.
When you need ultrasound that's safe and effective, you must visit Asai Ultrasound Imaging. They're conveniently located at number 4 Chestnut Center, Smith Road, Georgetown, Cayman Islands. With experienced technologists with over 20 years experience, their friendly staff will make you comfortable while you get your procedure done. Asai Ultrasound Imaging is open Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturdays. Call Asai Ultrasound Imaging 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426. That's 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426.
Good morning, Cayman and listeners from around the world. Here's the latest news from Flashpoint Radio. I am Coralie Karen. We begin with news out of Cayman Compass. Friends remember Georgetown resident Jason Johnson after Bronze Road tragedy. In Georgetown, friends and family are mourning the loss of Jason Johnson, a Jamaican national who was tragically shot and killed outside his home on Bronze Road on Sunday night. Police say Johnson was standing near his residence around 8:30 p.m. when he was fatally shot. Omar Morgan, a friend of Johnson, expressed shock at the news, describing Johnson as a good person who kept out of trouble. Police believe the incident may have been linked to a local dispute rather than gang activity. Authorities are asking anyone with information to contact 911 or the RCIPS Major Incident Room. Former Cayman officials file lawsuit against solar panel installer. In legal news, former Chief Justice Sir Anthony Smelly, former Financial Secretary George McGarthy, and other Caymanian officials are suing Modern Electric Limited over allegations of misrepresentation in a solar panel installation. The plaintiffs claim that the company provided them with cheaper, substandard solar panels instead of the high-quality Canadian solar panels they paid for. Each plaintiff is seeking a refund plus interest and cost from the solar panel provider. Cayman has no plans to adopt early release for prisoners. The Cayman Islands has no current plans to adopt an early release program for inmates similar to the one recently enacted in the UK, where non-violent offenders may qualify for parole after serving 40% of their sentence. Director of Prisons Daniel Greaves has stated the Cayman's Northwood Prison will continue to balance justice with public safety. Currently, inmates must serve at least 60% of their sentence before they are eligible for parole, and any early release under 3 months is rare and subject to strict review. We turn to regional news from Loop News. The Bahamas. Historic return of Lucanian remains to Bahamas. The Bahamas has welcomed back the remains of the Lucanians, the first known inhabitants of the islands. The remains, stored at Michigan University for decades, have been ceremonially returned to their native soil. Bahamian Prime Minister Philip Davis called the moment, quote, deeply reflective and profoundly meaningful, end quote, marking a powerful chapter in the Bahamian national history. We now go to Montserrat. Montserrat Court upholds tax charges against defendants. A Montserrat judge has rejected an appeal to strike out tax evasion charges in a case involving Vincent Cassell and Tandika Hughes. The 6-count indictment, which includes multiple tax violations, will proceed despite the defendant's argument that some charges belong under the jurisdiction of the magistrate's court. The presiding judge upheld the charges, citing Criminal Procedure Code provisions. In international related news, Biden faces backlash over remarks about Trump supporters. Finally, in U.S. politics, President Joe Biden faced criticism after describing comments made by a Trump supporter at a recent rally as garbage, leading some to interpret the remark as a criticism of Trump supporters themselves. Biden clarified later, emphasizing his intent to call out divisive rhetoric rather than supporters directly, while the Trump campaign swiftly highlighted the remark, sparking new debates across both parties. That wraps up the news on Flashpoint Radio. Stay tuned for more updates and reminder. Flashpoint has your Cayman news and regional international news covered every hour.
Well, this morning is no different. Of course, it was carried quite a bit in there, the various different parts of it that you could focus on this morning. We had some energy crisis, of course, energy conservation, and of course some energy solution in there. From the power producers, and we are trying to get those, and we're trying to get better energy, cleaner energy for our society. Some persons are saying that solar panels and stuff like that are not necessarily the better option to produce energy because of the amount of silicon batteries that are being produced and stuff like that. May require quite a bit to produce those batteries in terms of natural resources that is going to be taking place, especially the electric cars that are being produced now. And when you talk about producing electricity in any way, in any form, and you have to use the battery-powered battery packs to actually maintain that electrical charge to disperse at over a period of time to actually create that timeline from the electricity for that means to be effective. So for me, solar energy, we are there, but I'm hearing all the stories coming back from it. I'm hearing all the talk coming back from it, and I was wondering, nobody talked about the oil when they were doing oil and stuff like that and drilling, and then after drilling and leaving those holes open with all these other type of gas is in there, that when you leave them up, it pollute the atmosphere. If in fact one sniff from some of those gases and you could just die immediately. Instant death, just taking a breath from some of those holes that were left in the ground by the oil wells that were drilled all over the place. And I didn't hear much. I don't know, maybe I wasn't around when those things were being done. Maybe I'm born at a time when solar energy is about to happen, and some persons are having all the bad reports about how dangerous it is for the environment. Maybe there's a better way to harness energy, which of course we have figured out also, that there's a better way than just using the sun to harness energy as well. There's also another way. Yeah, it's not happening. No. Yeah, Lady Elise, it is. I'm gonna check on your equipment in terms of your mic, because for some reason I'm thinking our YouTube listeners are not getting one of our microphones are off, so I'm thinking we're gonna just take a 5 minutes break. When we come back, we'll see if we can sort this out just for a second, and then we get back on the stream and see where we are.
When you need ultrasound that's safe and effective, you must visit Asai Ultrasound Imaging. They're conveniently located at number 4 Chestnut Center, Smith Road, Georgetown, Cayman Islands. With experienced technologists with over 20 years experience, their friendly staff will make you comfortable while you get your procedure done. Asai Ultrasound Imaging is open Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturdays. Call Asai Ultrasound Imaging 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426. That's 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426.
Interesting and exciting breakfast hour. Yeah.
I want to say good morning to all our listeners this morning. Of course, we had a little technical difficulty, a little glitch in the mix of things. I want to say for those who are sticking and staying, and of course tuning in to Flashpoint this morning. Interesting news, Lady Elise, as we go back to where we started that newscast a while ago. And I'm thinking to myself that just listening to the conversation about the prison system, that they're not going to be giving anybody any early release from prison. Nobody gets in early. They're maintaining the old thing about, I'm going to make sure that if you get in jail, you're going to stay in jail. You're not going to get out. You're going to stay there. And they're believing that the system being strict is going to reap more benefits than if you try to give somebody, if they behave and they get a chance to come out early. They're saying people are going to fake it to get out early and then come out and do the same things all over again. Here is a real truth, and you have to see for what it is, Lady Elise. You have really good actors around us, some good actors, and the people, I would say to you that there are persons who would fake the whole thing until when they get out, they go right back to their old deeds. And I'm not going to say that it's not something that needs to be considered. I'm not going to say that. But I'm going to say that there's a part that the church can play in some of this. But then persons have used the church in so many different ways for their own personal go-to and pretend to be something that they are not, as just to get the benefits of what it actually brings for them.
That's so true,
it's a whole range of different things, Lady Elise.
A whole range of different things indeed. But of course, we know that all hope
not coming through this.
All hope is not lost.
For the Zoom.
All hope is not lost for the Zoom. There is still hope. There is still hope. And we are thankful for the hope that we have found. It has been one of those breakfast hours where I'm saying it's still terrific Thursday, and we're still happy to be in the house. We're still happy that on this, the 31st day of October, it will not be another 31st, 2024 that you'll ever see. So I want to encourage you to go out and do your best today. Be a part of the solution that we are seeking this time. I want to say, Mikey G, thank you for you trying to solve these breakfast hour glitches so efficiently. And we want to thank our listeners and viewers for joining us this morning on the breakfast hour. So much happening in the news. So much happening in the news. As you mentioned, the prisoners, they are not going to get a chance to come out early.
Early release is not going to happen.
But we did, the news actually said earlier on this week that they face real challenges with overcrowding.
Yes, it's a big thing with overcrowding, but
so
I think the solution would be
to let out some of them.
No.
Build bigger prisons?
But you must know the solution. It makes more money. It makes more money.
For who? Who makes more money? I don't understand.
That's the problem. That's the question that needs to be answered. And if you can answer that, there is, I'm telling you, flesh and bones.
Flesh and who?
Flesh and bones.
Flesh and blood. Did not.
Flesh and bones did not. You got blood this time. Is that Jesus thing? Listen, if you can figure out who is benefiting from the prison system,
certainly they are the prisoners.
You'll understand why prisons are so important to build. Yeah. It is important to have prisons.
What about rehabilitation?
No, well, rehabilitation is what's placed on the topic. It is the rehabilitation is the go-to for the reasons why you want the prison. So if you're going to do rehabilitation, then you need prisons to do it. And rightly so. There are some persons who, I'm going to be honest with you, Lady Elise, without being anything, that are really bad people. Dangerous persons.
You think?
If I think, I know, right? I don't have to think about it. I know about these things, right? Very dangerous people. And I'm telling you that I would not go against the idea of having prisons or jails or whatever it is. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying to someone is this, that we may have to look at the rehabilitation process a little closer to see if that is something that can be managed a little bit tighter, If it's worthwhile visiting. And of course,
there's also another conversation, because sometimes when prisoners get rehabilitated, they're not ever accepted back in the society. So
that's what I'm saying to you, Lady Elise.
They can't get a job, they can't get a loan, they can't move forward.
Have no voting rights.
No voting rights, no source of income. First thing people need is your criminal record, and if you have one, then the doors get slammed in your face. So
closed.
Yeah, so they are forced to go back.
Well, here's the Church of God, who is the place where everybody needs to be. Yeah, I think that's where everybody needs to go. All prisoners head for the Church of God.
Tomorrow is All Gospel Friday, and of course, Cordy Korean will be on right here on the Breakfast Hour. And, we are keeping it real, and it has been such a wonderful experience being a part of the Flashpoint movement and being a part of the Breakfast Hour. Indeed, it has been wonderful. want to thank the listeners and the viewers for having tuned in, for having joined us on the breakfast hour. And remember that God will always keep you. You know, I have been having a conversation with Mikey G, and we were talking about sometimes in life, always something positive, always some motivation. And if you're going out today and you're thinking that perhaps, you know, you're in a situation that you're not feeling totally comfortable, remember there's a place for you. Mikey G reminded me that not all trees bear the same fruit. Is that what you said, Mikey G?
Yeah, not all trees bear the same fruit. So don't expect to have apples if you plant oranges.
And it's okay to have a different fruit, right? So
there's nothing wrong with the fruit, but yeah, here's where the problem comes.
Yes.
Problem comes with the expectations. When we say the concept of reaping what we sow, it's not a bad concept. Right? It's not a bad thing. It's a very positive concept. Right? But it's when we sow, it's like I want corn. And so I plant tomatoes. Is tomato bad? No. Tomatoes are good.
Yes.
Lovely. Nice. Is it a fruit or a vegetable? Anyways, let's get into that later on. Right? But a lovely produce, right?
Right.
But you wanted corn. But you plant tomatoes. It's the expectations that comes from what we sow that we do not want to reap. You're upset that you got tomatoes in your gardens when you plant tomato seeds. That didn't make tomatoes bad. It made that you, the sower, planted the wrong seeds. That's what I would say about that one.
So let's ensure that we
check your seeds.
Yeah, man, check
your seeds.
Check your seeds. That's what we have to say to you this morning on the breakfast hour. Check your seeds, right?
Not the ones you want.
Yeah, if you don't want tomato, don't plant tomato. So check your seeds when you're planting them.
And for those who plant corn and reap peas, some people love rice and peas, so you just give them the peas and that's it.
That's it.
Peas are being sold and can really yield a lot of money.
Yes, yes. So I want to thank you so much for joining us this morning on this episode of the Breakfast Hour. And I hope that you have been blessed by the experience. I need to take you out of here with something special, Mikey G. And this one comes from the Optimist. The Optimist Creed. Promise yourself to be just as enthusiastic about the success of others as you are about your own. Promise yourself to forget the mistakes of the past and press on to greater achievements of the future. Promise yourself to forget the mistakes of the past and press on to the greater achievements of the future.
I want to say for those who have joined us so far this morning and of course has been with us on the breakfast hour, who are on our radio, www.flashpointmedia.ky. Of course, if you go there, you can listen to Flashpoint all day. And of course, we are 24 hours streaming. Wherever you are in the world this morning, you can listen to the breakfast hour or what Flashpoint does all day. Of course, coming up tomorrow morning, we'll be here for us another beautiful Friday morning. And of course, it is All Gospel Friday tomorrow. And for those who don't know, come for some lovely gospel music and of course some good content as we go forward for a brand new day.
Have yourself a wonderful one. May God bless you and keep you.